All right. Thank you, Heather, for joining us at the last minute by teleconference. Let us know if you have any trouble hearing us.
I can hear fine. Sorry, guys, I had to be off-site at clinic. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Heather.
Right. Your learning objective for this week is how to enable a patient to participate in rehab. And we're going to talk about Mrs. Churko. So how's she doing this week?
Unfortunately, I haven't been getting very far with her. I've seen her 3 times. I still haven't completed my assessment. She doesn't really want to seem to do physio, and this is my first placement. I've never run into this before. I know I need to see my supervisor about this. We just haven't had time to meet up yet.
I tried to see her yesterday. It was for an ADL assessment. And when I approached her, she basically was sitting there on her own. She waved me off and basically told me that she didn't want to see anyone until she was ready.
Mrs. Churko and I are getting along famously. I don't know if it's because we both speak Polish, but I'm making use of her husband, who's fluent in English, having him there at all her sessions, and I've also taught him a lot of the communication techniques that I like to use. Oh, and getting back to your question there, Claire, she was mentioning, why are we trying to teach her to exercise? I mean, at her age, she doesn't see the point.
I just wanted to mention that she's been cooperating well with me, too. I don't have any medical concerns. At first, the nurses told me she was putting too much weight on her left leg after her hip replacement. But after I went to talk to her and her husband, she's been fine.
All right, so there seems to be a difference in participation. So what do you think is going on?
Well, maybe I need to move her appointment to a time where her husband can make it, or an interpreter. I was trying to use gestures to communicate with her, but I guess they just weren't working.
I would use her husband for sure because of his ease with the English language. And if you like, I can maybe share with you some of the communication techniques that I've been using.
Okay, great, yeah.
Can I get in on that meeting too?
Oh, of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
Any other ideas?
For one patient in my last placement, there was this one scenario basically where what we had decided to do was send in the doctor to explain the importance of rehab. And after doing so, you know what we found? We found that the patient responded very well and very quickly.
Well, I would be happy to go in and talk with her. She seems to listen to what I have to say.
That's great.
All right, has anyone thought about how that will be interpreted by the patient?
Well, like the doctor's the boss, I guess.
Kind of makes us look as though we're not really working on the same team.
Well, maybe we could go in together and meet with them as a team.
Yeah,
That'd be good. I'd like, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Now, what other information are you going to need before the meeting happens?
Well, you do want to make sure that you know the patient's rehab goals. And recently, Mrs. Churko told me that she wants to be able to look after her grandchild again.
Right. So obviously we have to take into account anything that's vitally important to her.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.